Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey. I would like to take a minute to thank our supporters for sticking with us all this time and for our Patreon and PayPal supporters. Patreon and PayPal is a way of supporting the show financially, helping us to get the plant-based message out to the public. If you've ever seen the show, or if you're in the Facebook group and thought, how can I help, how can I be part of this, that's how you can help. You can become a Patreon or PayPal supporter. We could really use your help. There's a link below on how to do both of those. Join the team. We'll be happy to have you on. All right, so I'm going to start off the day with breakfast. I think I'm going to have polenta today, and I'll show you how I make that. It's really simple. It's right out of just right out of the bag, and you just add some water to it. But I'll show you how I do it. I really love polenta. I'm Italian. I grew up on that, and it's just simple and it fills me up. So let's get to breakfast. So polenta is really simple. I'm just using this Bob's Red Mill organic polenta. Comes in the bag, I get it at Sprouts. And the directions on there are pretty simple. I'm just gonna follow the directions. So I'm gonna start with 3 cups of water. I'm using water from the filter here. I'm gonna get that in there. And I'm just gonna get the heat on here and bring that to a boil. And once the water comes to a boil, I'm just gonna turn the heat down to low until it stops boiling, and then I'm going to start adding my my mixings in. First, I'm putting in 1 cup of the dry polenta. I'm just going to whisk it in. I don't want it to clump. All right, it's looking good there. There we go. And you're basically just letting this simmer for 5 minutes and then shutting the heat off. It says to stir occasionally, but I kind of just stir it a lot because I definitely don't want it to stick, and the pan right now is still very hot. So it could burn. And over the next 5 minutes, the polenta will start absorbing all that water and it'll get a lot thicker. When it gets to this phase, after about 2 minutes where you're starting to see the water get absorbed, I start adding the rest of my stuff. So I've got this Costco no salt seasoning, and I'm going to add about, a tablespoon of that. Maybe 2 tablespoons. I really like the taste of this stuff. It's got a lot of Italian spices in it, which I love. I'm just going to whisk all that and get it all mixed in. I've also got about a quarter of a cup of nutritional yeast. It's really starting to get thick here. It's getting tougher and tougher to whisk. I'll have to switch to the spoon at some point. I also like to sprinkle some black pepper in here. I want to keep it mixing because if not, it's going to start spitting at me. It'll just spit this hot polenta right on me. And you can see it's really thickened up a lot. So I'm going to shut the heat off here. And I'm going to put in half a cup of plant milk, just to kind of get it creamy. I'm going to make sure that all gets mixed in here. That's all incorporated. And now the heat's off. There we go. All right, it's looking good. Now I'm just going to put the cover on it for 5 minutes and let it sit. And you can see here it looks nice and creamy. Look at all that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh yeah, I can't wait to try this. All right, let's get this in a bowl and start eating. All right, how good does that look? I've got the beautiful polenta there with those sweet apples, those amazing watery pears. I can't wait to eat all this. This is gonna be delicious. Holy smoke. So good. Oh man, I love pears. The pears are kind of ready to eat. They're really ripe. Apples are always a favorite of mine. The pink lady ones are nice and soft too. All right, let's have some of this polenta. And look how good that looks. You've got that beautiful yellow corn color there, right? Just amazing. The fullness, the robustness. I can't wait to dig into this and give it a try. Oh man, absolutely delicious. Polenta really does it for me. I mean, I know it's just corn, but I'm all about it. So good. Oh wow. All right. That's breakfast, really simple. A bag of polenta, a few pieces of fruit I had in the fridge, didn't take long. Now I need to get upstairs and get showered so I can start my day. I've never done this before, but I literally threw up the equipment, came downstairs, threw on some clothes before I got to bed, came downstairs, and started filming. Like, I haven't cleaned up or anything, and I never do that. So this is kind of a new thing for me, but I want it to be real. I'm going to do this, eat breakfast first, and then I'm going to get cleaned up and start my day. So that's what we're doing next. Of course, right after I finish my breakfast. Okay, it's lunchtime. I think today I'm just gonna throw a salad together with some chickpeas in it and a bunch of lettuce and onions and dates and oranges, maybe some other stuff. So I'm just gonna throw all that together. I'll make the dressing. I think that's what I'm gonna eat. I wanted to show you some things we got over the holiday, the Christmas holiday recently. We got 3 new cookbooks. My shirt is wet. Tim got this, the new Artisan Bread in 5 Minutes a Day cookbook. It looks amazing. It's got a beautiful bread on the front, and it even has like how to do some pizza in there. It's got beautiful pictures of breads in there and of muffins and all sorts of things. So Tim's going to try and adapt some of this to what he does. Maybe come up with some new recipes. Here's these little kind of baby loaves over here. They look really good. I don't know. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. The pictures are amazing. The recipes seem doable. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this. And whatever we come up with here, we'll definitely let you know. So that's the bread cookbook. Then Tim wanted this one, so his mom got it from him. I think I got it from him, I'm not sure. But it's just an entire book of Asian home cooking, plant-based. So we don't have to convert anything. And there is oil in the recipe, so we'll have to convert some of them to be oil-free to work for the Starch Solution. But I think it's a really good place to start. And again, the pictures are absolutely amazing. Just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's a dessert of some type. I have no idea, but it looks great, right? So East Meets Vegan right there. That will put a link to both of these on Amazon. And a book we've been wanting to get for a while called PlantYou. It's by Carly Bodrug, and she's on like the whole plant-based circuit. The entire book is oil-free, all of the recipes. And there is a foreword in here by Dr. B, Dr. Will Bolshewitz, who we absolutely love. So we haven't even looked in here yet. But I mean, it's just oil-free recipes, and they're laid out really simple as far as, you know, what ingredients you're going to use, the directions, what the meal should look like. So one of the things I like about this is there is a picture for every single meal, right? Not just some of them, but all of them. So you get an idea of what to expect, right? I hate it when there's no photos. Like I'm inspired to make meals by photos. If I don't see a photo, how can I be inspired, right? So I love that this is oil-free and it has pictures. So again, there'll be a link down below. And then when we were at Sprouts yesterday, was it Sprouts? Yeah, Sprouts. We saw this this date powdered sugar, so powdered date sugar, right? And when I look in here, the only ingredient is organic dates, and that's it. So this is going to be a nice substitute for any of the recipes where we use sugar. We're going to start using this and see if we can incorporate a 1-for-1 or what the measurement difference is. So this is United with Earth brand. United with Earth. I've never heard of them, but here they are right here. So now you've heard of them, so have I. All right, so I'm gonna make the dressing. This is the cashew maple dressing, and I'm gonna use the PB2 cashew powder. I like this because it doesn't have all the fat that the cashews have. So whatever they do to it, they take the fat out and then dehydrate it, and then when you reconstitute it, it doesn't have the fat, or it has a lot less fat. It does have some fat in it. All right, I'm just gonna do, the way this works is it's 2 parts powder and 1 part water. So I'm gonna use 2 parts, which is 2 tablespoons of cashew powder right here. I'm just gonna dump it right in here in this bowl. And I do have an actual video where I show you how to make this dressing, and that's linked right here. So check that out. It was my week of salad videos where I did 5 different dressings, and that was one of them. I think it was the first one. It was so good. All of those salads were amazing that week. So I've got my 2 tablespoons there of powder. I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of water. Probably should use the same tablespoon because sometimes they're off, right? So let's throw this in here, and that will give me 2 parts and 1 part. I'm gonna grab an iced teaspoon here, just kind of mix these together so I get my my cashew butter. This will give me cashew butter, which is thick, right? It's like peanut butter. All right. I want to kind of get it all mixed up because I don't want it to be clumpy when I put my other ingredients in. So I'm just kind of smushing it around and it should stick to the bowl and all that. It is cashew butter, all right? So it's not going to look like a salad dressing yet. We're just making cashew butter with this. All right, so next it's a 1/4 teaspoon apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure you always shake this up to get the mother all mixed around so you get it in every little spoonful. So 1/4 teaspoon here. That, of course, won't fit in there. Let's give it my best shot here. All right. Next, it's a 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. I just freeze lemons. We get them from Deanne every January, and we freeze them for the year and throw them in the freezer in little cubes, and then we just melt them in the microwave for 30 seconds when we need it. I'm gonna throw a little extra in, and that's it, and that's what we do. I don't buy lemons throughout the year. Next, we've got 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So we've got a 1/4 teaspoon here. I'm just gonna put half of that, and there you go. All right, we need a whole teaspoon of chives. They've got a teaspoon right here. And I just buy these in bulk from Sprouts, so I'll throw that right there. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of dried dill. Dill can be really overpowering, so I'm gonna put in a 1/2 teaspoon, but you wanna be very careful with that. Depending on the dill, sometimes I can't put in the whole thing. It all depends on what brand the dill is. All right, so I need 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, but I'm gonna change it. Instead, I'm gonna put in this the date powdered sugar that we just talked about. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna try with just 1 teaspoon and see if that's sweet enough. See if I get away without putting, oh man, some of the air from there just came up into my face and I got like a little taste of it. It's sweet. All right, and the last thing I need is some water. I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon and mix that up and see how much more I need to add. All right, so let me mix this together and see what my dressing looks like here. I think I'm going to add 1 more, maybe a 1/2 tablespoon. Well, yeah, let's try that. I just don't want it to be too watery. It thickens up in the fridge overnight, but I'm going to eat this right now, so I don't want it to have to wait overnight for it to thicken up. All right, so I did use the whole 2 full tablespoons of water, and it did give me a nice kind of liquidy, but not too liquidy, kind of a semi-thick dressing. So I'm kind of happy with the way this looks right here. All right, so dressing finished. All I need to do now is build my salad. Let's get started on that. All right, so the salads are really easy. I'm just gonna assemble my salads. I got 2 bowls here. I'm gonna start with some lettuce that I have left over from spring rolls earlier in the week. I'm just gonna dump that right in here. It's already cleaned and washed, and I really need to use this, which is why I'm using it, why I decided to use the salads. After that, I'm gonna throw in some arugula that Tim brought this week, because we love arugula with all like a pepper taste on it. So I'm gonna pop that in there. And I think that's looking pretty good. Then I'm going to add some onions right here. I've chopped up, well, at some point last week, I chopped up some red onions, or sliced up some red onions, I should say, and they're ready to eat, and we need to eat them or they're going to go bad. So that's what we're doing. And again, that's why we're having a salad for lunch, because I want to use up this stuff from the fridge. I kind of like them all. Like, I like red onions, but I don't like them to be stuck together. I want them to be kind of free there. After that, we're going to pop in some little mandarin oranges here. These are just those little cuties, they're so adorable. Next, I can't have a salad without dates. I don't know why, but I actually love dates in the salad. So I'm going to throw some of these dates on top of here. And that should look really good, right? And then next, I'm going to pour my dressing here. So I'm just going to split it evenly between the 2 salads. All right, that's looking pretty good. What about this one over here? I grab my spoon to make sure I get it all out. All right. And I do have like a very few pieces of walnuts left at the bottom of this walnut bag. So I'm just going to put those on there just so I can get rid of them. And salads are an excellent time to use hemp hearts, so I'm just going to sprinkle, I don't know, maybe a half a teaspoon on top, and that's it. And then the final step for me is some pepper, so I'm just going to sprinkle some pepper on top. And then for a little protein, I'm just going to add some chickpeas around the edges right here. And I just took a can of chickpeas and rinsed them off and drained them. And I'm just going to split that can between the 2 salads. And there you have it. I should have put the chickpeas on first, but I forgot all about them. 2 beautiful salads with with your starches, your non-starches. You've got some seeds, you've got some nuts, you've got it all. Let's eat. And Tim got told at the last minute he didn't have to go to work, so it's his day off too. The whole family's off. All right, so I made a really nice salad for us. You're absolutely gonna love it. Let's give it a shot here and see if this is gonna be a nice lunch or what the consensus is. I know it's good.
Looks like a little savory, a little sweet.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the dressing's on the top, so you kind of have to mix it up. Normally I put it in a bowl and mix it up, but I wanted it to be nice for the camera, so I didn't do that. But that's what we normally have to do. All right. All right, that's really good.
Yeah, Joey, what you do with the dressing works with the salad because it's a little bit of sweet, a little bit of savory, and so is the dressing. And then the onions give it a little bite.
I like this specific dressing on salads with arugula and fruit in it, right? I like the peppery and the citrusy and all that stuff. I think it goes really well together. Oh, so good. Holy smoke.
Now, I don't always get hemp hearts and things, so the fact that you put that in.
So, yeah, I love the hemp hearts. The reason I'm throwing hemp hearts and everything now is the omega-3s. And I love that whole argument where people like, you have to eat fish to get omega-3. It's a fish oil. And,
weren't we just reminded of this?
We just heard a podcast with Dr. Will Bolshewitz, who we absolutely love. And he talks about how fish don't make omega-3s. They get it from plants in the ocean. So, they store it in their fat, by the way, right? So when you're getting, that's why omega-3s are high in fat, because it's stored in fat. So when you're eating the fish, you're eating the fat, you're getting the omega-3s, but they got it from plants. Yeah. So we don't need, fish don't make omega-3s, which I think is absolutely cool.
Yeah. So thanks for adding a little bit. You've been trying to put that in a number of things. So.
And then any opportunity to throw chickpeas in a salad, take it, right?
I agree.
It doesn't change the taste at all.
Nice little texture difference.
There's no change in taste, right? But you get all the benefits of the beans, right?
Yep.
All right. This is a successful lunch. We got our water right here. I can't wait to see what we're eating for dinner.
All right. Am I making dinner?
That would be nice.
I'll make dinner.
All right. See you then.
Number 3, this is dinner.
Yes.
And I'm here to surprise you. Okay.
You know how much I love surprises.
All right. So we don't have a lot of quinoa. I made some quinoa for this bowl. 3 minutes in the Instapot. Super easy, right?
Yeah, if you've never made quinoa in the Instapot, it is literally the quinoa, a cup of quinoa, cup and a half of water, right? Instapot, 3 minutes, done. And it came out, the texture is really good, right?
And you can use a vegetable broth if you want to make it a little flavor, but we don't need the extra sodium, so.
No, and it's just like, if you ever watched our white rice Instapot, it's a no-fail every time.
All right, yes. That was awesome, but so
anyway,
let's do a tour of this bowl.
All right.
So quinoa, little slivers of avocado.
Yes.
Just for a little creaminess, right? Some tomato, yellow bell pepper, the little peppers that Lexx eats.
Yes.
Kind of sweet. Some cucumber, black beans, and then this is all on top of a bed of a little bit of arugula.
Oh, I noticed you left out the cucumbers for me.
I did.
Thank you.
And the yellow peppers, I thought you could handle.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a try.
Okay.
All right.
And the last thing.
Okay.
I just warmed up some corn, so we're gonna cut this off and then add it to the bowls here.
All right, so you got some corn on the cob.
Yeah.
We always have corn on the cob. Like every Sunday we make corn on the cob. And we kind of just eat it all week. A lot of times it's just in a bowl with saran wrap or something. And all we do is just take a handful out while we're going through the fridge looking for something to eat.
All right, well, while you were getting ready for school tomorrow, I made a couple sauces.
Oh, okay. A couple sauces?
Yeah. So it's just some oven roasted peppers, tomatillos. So use this sparingly. It's a little on the spicy side.
Okay.
So a thick salsa. And then I made that goddess dressing, the cilantro.
Oh, you have a special cilantro dressing? A secret cilantro sauce? Okay. And we have a video for that, right here. You can check out that dressing. Well, tell me about this other thing.
Oh.
We don't have anything to do with that.
It's pretty spicy. So, you read some recipes and it says use a whole Solano pepper, and I'm like, I'm just going to use a third, and it still came out too spicy. Yeah. So I'm not ready to share this with you guys yet, but...
sounds like one that's in the making. All right, so I'm going to put some in. I know this sauce is good, so I'm going to put that on. And this is your, we use Starch Solution mayo to make this, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so we know it's kind of low in fat just from the tofu. All right. Oh, that's a lot of sauce. Holy smokes.
Mine's deep. I have more vegetables than you do.
And then you're going with the other one too? Yeah, that's Tim. Go big or go home, right? All right, so we give these a shot, see what they taste like.
Yes.
I love these bootables. Just a little bit of all these different ingredients and a little bit of sauce on the top. It's a perfect way to kind of combine all that stuff, right?
Yep.
My quinoa's like flying out of the bowl.
And we were thinking of adding sweet potatoes to this, but really, we've just been inside working all day. We haven't really expelled a lot of energy. You've been studying, so I didn't think we needed like all those carbs. So.
What? What are you talking about? Just trying to be funny. We have sweet potato. Forgot to put it in here. We have sweet potato in the fridge that's already made and ready to eat. It would have been a good addition to this.
Quinoa with the black bean just works.
It really
doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah, quinoa is great in this dish. All right, we're gonna finish up our dinner. That's our video for today. A full day of eating. Hit that like button. Show us some love. Please subscribe and become part of the Plant-Based Dads family. You'll get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. And leave a comment below. Let me know if you're doing the Starch Solution with us. By the time this comes out, we'll be doing the Mary's Mini in the group, right? So we'll be working on that. All right, we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Really, Tim? Really?